So it's about 3 days after Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth died, and that Thursday that Thursday was not funny at all. When I got a sense of what was happening on Twitter, when the doctors said that she's comfortable, they don't like health condition and everything, and then the whole royal family were running to Balmoral to go and be with her, I knew that she was leaving. And she has been a really strong woman. When she had COVID, I did not shake. I was afraid, but I was like, she's going to come out of this, she's going to be better, she's going to recover. But this one, I was shaking, I was crying, and that day was a mess. Even the day after was a mess, because if you don't know, since 2018 December, I've lost my mom and I've lost my grandma, and she was someone that some elements of her life really inspired me, because she did not sign up for the job at the age she was made the queen, but she continued to show up. No matter what happened, she showed up. The last picture of our official engagement, where she was meeting the new prime minister, that's Liz Truss. If you look at the picture, you know that she was very frail, and according to what some doctors were saying, that she was already having like a heart failure or something, but she still showed up with her walking stick, with the hand, the discoloration on her hand, and she was still smiling. And I'm like, wow, she showed up. She was someone that had a legacy of showing up. She was someone that was dedicated. No matter the noise, the whole noise, she would do her work diligently, and that inspired me, because it's not easy for someone that wants to have a positive impact in the world. And sometimes I can tell you that showing up, that is coming out even when you don't feel like, is hard. That day I was not in the mood. I was literally crying from that afternoon when I had a sense and I felt she was leaving, till the next day, even to today. I'm still not there yet, but according to a doctor, or according to some doctors, it's normal to feel this way, especially if you've lost people recently, or even if you've lost someone that is close to you, or someone that you can relate the Her Majesty's death or Her Majesty to. So like my grandmother was 89, she's 96, so they were born around the same era. My mom liked Princess Diana and just really liked England, so it was really it was really bad. I was literally crying. I cannot read anything about her without crying right now. But just like she always showed up despite everything, this is me showing up for today's video.
Everybody know I'm a visual. Yeah, I kill it cold like a criminal. I'm everybody's type, but nobody can deny. Cause you know I get it, I'm getting freaky, yeah, I'ma bring the crazy. Get that freaky on, get that freaky on. Getting freaky, get it right, get that freaky on.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mommy, aka Petite Diva, and today's video is going to be me being strict. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amomi Petite Diva and I am a University of Nottingham alumni and also a Developing Solutions Scholarship Award winner. In this educational series, I talk about the UK admission process, I talk about UK visa application process, I also talk about tips and tricks on how to enjoy your stay in the UK, and I also talk about tips and tricks on how to earn more money as an international student. If you like videos such as this, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe. And don't forget to click on the bell notification by the side so that you'll be notified anytime I upload videos. Now today's video is all about getting an admission early because if you don't know, there is an extreme amount of people now applying to the UK and schools are really overwhelmed. The schools that are prepared early or schools that are proactive, most of them closed application early. Now for some schools that did not really understand what was going on, they didn't close early, and now there is such a backlog of application and backlog of people that are paid but no space. Because if you are in my Telegram group, you would understand that I've said that most postgraduate courses are not large classes, so there is a certain percentage that can be given to international students because there's also supposed to be a certain percentage that will be given to UK students or EU students. So right now there is a serious crowd and the schools are suffering. I've seen cases where people got admission for September 2022, they paid, and their admission was deferred to January 2023. So while they were waiting for a new offer letter or even CAS, they got another letter saying that they'd been deferred to September 2023. So right now it is really hard to get admission. Most schools are closing early. University of Stirling closed their application for January intake for international students as of August 24th. Now it's open for 2023, but there are some things you need to do to make sure that you secure your spot early and also get that CAS early, because even if you've paid your school fees and gotten unconditional offer, you can still be deferred if you've not gotten your CAS. Now, the only time you know that, yes, I am going to this school, or yes, this school has finally given me a guaranteed space, is when you get your CAS. Even paying your tuition fee deficit does not guarantee you that spot, because you could be deferred or you could be told to request for a refund. So now let's get into what you need to do to make sure that you are in the UK by 2023, at least September 2023 or January 2024. Now, before we get into this video, I just wanted to remind you that I offer some UK educational services, and those services include SOP writing, academic civil writing, and the UK admission package. Now, the UK admission package comprises of me curating courses and schools that best fit you based on your educational background and work experience. I would also help you to write your SOP, and I will also help you to write your academic CV, and then I would help you with the application process. Now, the UK admission packages has 3 options, and if you want to get any of my services, please check the description box for my email address and send me an email, or you can join the Telegram group and then send me a private message. Please, when you join the Telegram group, check out the pinned messages and other comments in the group, because some of the questions that you asked me is already in the group. So please take some time to check out the messages before sending me any message, because sometimes I receive some messages and I'm like, did you check the group? The answer is already there. So like I said, if you want to join the Telegram group or if you want to send me a mail, please check the description box. How to get an admission in 2023 or January 2024. Now, the first thing will be to join a school Telegram group or WhatsApp group or school group, any group, whether it's on Facebook, any social media group, just anywhere you see international students that are trying to get an admission or specific school groups, or even my group, because there you'll be able to know when each school is opening their admission. Now, for instance, all has adjusted their school fees, but they've not yet opened the portal. But people are in different groups already monitoring the website. If you're in one of those groups, immediately the website is open for application. Definitely somebody is going to say it in one of those groups. So you are going to be able to know ahead of time that the portal has been opened for application and you can apply early. Now, by the time I'm through with this video, you understand why applying early is key to securing your space in 2023 or 2024. Now, the next one I've already said is to apply early. Once the portal is open, you need to apply. Now, some schools are not going to open their portal for 2023 September until February. Like Sheffield Alarm has said that they are not opening it until February because they want to concentrate on the January intake and make sure that everybody is secured and has started school before they open February, which is very late in my opinion. But some schools like Hall, like I mentioned, don't have January intake for most of their courses, so they are definitely going to open it either September or October, because most of their students are supposed to have resumed by 19th of September. Now, Northingham University also says that they will open their own application for September 2023 by October. So you need to check out the schools that you are interested in and know when they are going to open their application for next year and apply early. Why I say apply early is because there is a lot of crowd, and especially if you don't have so much of experience or the educational background. In fact, right now I just feel that the first set of applications that you send should be one that you are best fit for, not the one that you want to. Because right now it gets as a bill. If you are not best fit for the course, you might be getting some, oh sorry, unfortunately we cannot give you a space, blah blah, or we cannot give you an offer. It is happening. Courses that previously accepted your type of educational background and experience are now telling people no. Sheffield Hallam University is one of the schools that accepts HND. I have seen over 5 rejection and they are all HND holders. So you need to apply to courses that best fit you first to secure an admission. Then you can do the I study art, I want to do public health. If you get it, fine. If you don't get it, at least you've secured one admission. And apply early. Anything later than 4 months after the application portal has been open might be too late. In fact, anything later than 3 months. So if an application portal is open in September, make sure that you've already applied before December, because by the time they resume from their December break, it might be closed. The portal might be closed. How close the application process for some courses by January? This year, I really doubt they will even open to January, because the school fees increased for some courses by £1,000, which is still cheap. It's 1,000 from 11,000 to like 12,000, from 8,950 to 10,000, which compared to some other schools is very, very cheap. And I don't know if they are going to increase their tuition fee deposit, but for now they still say it's 2,000. Maybe by the time they open the portal, it might be 2,000, whatever. But 10,000 compared to some schools that are 15,000 is a whole lot cheaper. The third one is, when you are applying, apply to schools with favorable deposit and installment payment plan. This is relative to everyone, meaning what is affordable to someone might not be affordable to another person. So you have to look at your own pocket to know which school pays you, and then you now apply to those schools. And why I'm saying that is that immediately you get an offer and you're told to pay your deposit, if you already could afford it, you would pay immediately. And paying early means that you might get your cash early. So it's better to pay early, but you have to check whether you are allowed to pay your deposit immediately you get your offer or not. Now, conditional offer differs in different schools. Some schools don't do the unconditional offer stuff. They do conditional offer, and then they will tell you one of the conditions to secure your spot is to pay the deposit. Now, some other schools like Bangor will first give you conditional offer, then tell you to re-upload some things and wait for your unconditional offer. Those kind of schools, you are not supposed to pay yet because your space is not, your offer, your even your admission is not even secured. What they do is anybody that apply on their website, they just give the offer and say been given conditional offer. Then when they now check your when they check your credentials and check your SOP and everything, they would now decide whether they are giving you a secure space or not. So if you pay early, because they give you a conditional offer, you might be at a loss later on. Now, there are some other schools that the only condition to get an unconditional offer or to even secure your space is deposit. Those schools will take a longer time to give you conditional offer because they are actually reading your SOP, checking your credentials and the rest. It's not everybody that applies that will get an offer. They are going to take their time to review it. So for schools like that, you might just get, oh, your condition is to maybe get a reference or send a reference letter and then pay your deposit. Some schools will say, fulfill these conditions. It might be upload a passport, upload reference, then you now get an unconditional offer. From that unconditional offer, you can now pay your deposit. When you get the unconditional offer, you can now pay your deposit. But some schools, the conditional offer, like NTU, will just tell you, oh, okay, maybe they've checked everything, your WIAC and everything is on point, then your condition will just be to pay your deposit. Those kind of offers, you can go ahead to pay your deposit. But the Bangor and the rest that gives it immediately and still tells you to upload some of your things, don't go and pay because it could enter Kutu. Got that? You could have a hard time getting back your money, especially if they don't give you the unconditional offer. Now, the fourth thing is to start applying for visa early. Now, if you pay early, you're probably going to be one of the first set of people that will be giving cash. Right now, a lot of schools are really struggling with giving cash because people paid and they didn't control the narrative or they didn't control it before it now became too much. So now there's a certain amount of cash that is given to each school and people are not getting their cash. So those kind of people that paid later are now getting deferred to the next session. So if you pay very, very early, which is why you have to apply early and apply to a school that you can pay their deposit instantly, so that you're among the first set of people that will be issued your CAS. Now with the CAS, you can apply early for your visa. Why everything I'm saying is early? Like this year, Ukraine and Russia did their thing, and it has really affected the process for visa. So the processing for visa has been taking a longer time than usual. Normal visa is supposed to take 15 working days, but you see people saying they've not gotten their visa after even like 30 working days. Priority visa that is supposed to be decided within 5 days, so you should have gotten your visa within 5 days. It's taking like 10 days. So you need to apply early to make sure that in case another person should decide to do whatever, you are ahead of everybody and then you get your visa ahead of everybody. Now, some people that applied early, like those that got their CAS early from T-side, I know people that applied in May. By June ending or so, they've already gotten their visa. By August 19, most of them, even before August 19, depending on what happens, most of them have left. Most of them are in the UK, and most of them are even working full-time because school has not yet started. And now with Queen Elizabeth's death, which is our burial is going to be on September 19th, which is the day that most schools were supposed to resume. they might not resume on that day, maybe a couple of days after. So they still have a couple of days to still work full time and earn some money. Another thing why you should even apply for visa early is because there's a new prime minister, and that woman does not suffer no fool. If people begin to do rubbish, there could be some certain rules that would be implemented, and it could favor or it could not favor international students. So the best thing is to apply early in case they change their rules. They might change the whole procedure for student visa. We never know. Rules in the UK change like crazy. Another thing to make sure that you are in the UK by September 2023 or January 2024 is to book your flight early. If you apply for your visa early, you get your visa early and you'll be able to book your flight early. And why I'm saying that is because, especially in Nigeria, the price for flight ticket is now outrageous. I know as of May, June, flight ticket for September or August was around 400,000. Now, similar plane, similar airline, similar ticket, and the price is going for like 1,600,000 naira and the rest, which is outrageous, very outrageous. I saw a recent post that some airline people were really airline operator or no, I think travel agent people were attacking airline operators and saying that their fees are getting really outrageous, that some of them are even having tickets of 3 million naira. People are complaining in most student groups that they cannot find cheaper tickets, and they need to be in the UK by a certain amount of time because schools will tell you need to be in school by certain day. If you are not in school by that certain day, you might not, you would be reported to the home office. So if you are trying to save money on tickets and then ticket is now 1 million and school is telling you if you don't appear by the 23rd of September, forget about it. You would be refunded your money or you will be deferred to the next session. So apply early to get your ticket early. And this is the same thing that I tell people in my Telegram group that want to use my services. I am collecting orders early so that by the time I finish writing your SOP, CV writing and everything, I can apply early. Most September courses have not yet opened, but I've started accepting orders for September so that by the time it opens, everything is laid down. Within 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, I've already applied, and you know that you start doing the countdown from then. But if you come later on and have a lot of orders, it's going to put you at a disadvantage because you are already having anxiety. When will I finish? And it's also going to irritate me because you know be saying, hey, when are you doing it? Now forgetting that I operate a first come first serve, or in my own case, first come first attend to services. So everything I'm saying is so that you are more proactive and you are ahead of the game. But as usual, some people are not going to listen when it is now January, or rather when it is now June next year. They will ask, oh, can I apply for September? Oh, I need to leave now. That is basically all for today's video. Now, if you want to know when a school of your interest is going to open the application process for September, you can always send them a mail and ask to be notified when the application process is open. They will definitely get in contact with you before other people know. So they will tell you, oh, it's going to open next week, please check the website, and you'll probably be among the first people to submit if you have all your documents and all that is required ready. So basically this video is all about preparing early so that you would get everything ready early and be less stressed out. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.